Hey guys, it's Kels back at it again with another video, another Friday Night Live. I promised you that each and every Friday night I was going to go live and show my face. So here I go, back at it again for another one. This is week 50 of 52 weeks, all of 2020. I said I'm going to come here, show up, show out, use my voice, and the doll has done it. And I really have to just clap it up for myself. I really had to just clap it up for the collective and just the consistency that we've shown over this entire 2022. It has not been easy, but we've powered through and we've kept our word. We've used our voices. We've reconnected each and every Friday night, as promised, decompressing from all the code switching that we have to do at these people's jobs every day and just relaxing and, having our regular reconnect on Friday evenings. At first, our Friday night kickback started off as kind of like pop culture, what was ever in the news. But then you guys started picking the subject matter that had to do a little bit with more leveling up, a little bit more with spirituality, a little bit more with some elevated topics. And the doll is here for it. So I wasn't mad at it at all. And so tonight we are back with one of those subjects tonight. I have not changed the subject line of the live tonight, but tonight we are going to be talking about personal seasons and when you are in your personal winter to coincide with the season that we are in currently right now, which obviously is a holiday, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, all of these Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, that kind of like merged thing they always, whatever, it's a joke. But Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, or whatever you celebrate during this winter season. So if we are in the season of winter and we might be going through a personal winter in our own lives, I only thought it fair to talk about that subject tonight. So that is our subject for tonight. But before we get into that, you guys know the deal. Come on in. Let me know where you are watching from and what you are sipping on and how the week has been for you, and all of those good things. And then we'll get into our cheers. We'll take a spin through the chat, see who's in the building, see who's showing up and showing out for our regular Friday night live streams. Familiar faces are always so nice. Feels so good to always have the familiar faces in the building. Whether you're catching us live or whether if you're catching us as a part of our replay gang, because replay gang is strong around these parts. You might not catch us live, but you definitely gonna catch us on the replay, and that is all good over here. Cheers. Clink, 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 clink. Let me take a little sip. Now, you guys know, normally the doll has H2O. I've been sipping on H2O for probably the last 20 weeks. But today, it's a little brown in the cup. I'm sipping on some spiked iced tea. I had to tip a little something in it just for the festive season, just because I felt like, what, the throat chakra is always lubricated over here, but I could use a little something to warm me up a little bit. I could use a little something to warm me up a little bit and change of pace, change the regular, because normally it's H2O over here. I'm seeing Good and Rich in the building. What's good? And I see you watching our vlogs and our Vlogmas and our Art Basel vlogs and all of those things. If you guys didn't know, I am participating in Vlogmas this year. So we are dropping videos every day from December 1st through December 25th or so, celebrating the festive season and just showing you guys a little bit behind the scenes of how my day-to-day usually goes during this season. Vlogmas is like vlogging / Christmas, Vlogmas, and content creators usually do it around this time of year. So this year, I'm trying it out. I'm crossing my fingers. I'm seeing how it's going. And I'm loving the feedback that you guys are giving me. So make sure you're checking out the Vlogmas content on this channel that we post daily, or like every other day, but mainly daily. So far, we probably have about 13 or 14 videos up. So definitely check those out and definitely show some love. Like, subscribe, put on your notifications. You already know the deal. I already have to tell you guys. You guys already know. Okay, so how has this week been for me? Let me take a sip and think about this week. For me, this week has been, oh, and the feed is coming in good. Do you guys like the set? Are you guys feeling my holiday festivities? Are you guys feeling the Christmas tree? Are you guys feeling the festiveness for the season? It's for you guys. It's all for you. I'm joking. I had to decorate my house. Christmas is was like my favorite season. I think Halloween is my favorite, and then Christmas, and then like Thanksgiving, and then like Valentine's Day, and all those other ones, and then my birthday. I consider that a holiday as well. So that's up there in my top five holidays, if you will. But with me this week, I've been feeling pretty good this week. Let me know what you guys have been sensing or feeling or picking up just like going through your week this week. But for me, it's been feeling pretty good. What I have been personally working on is being comfortable being non conventional, being comfortable charting my own path, doing my own thing, and not comparing or looking at what I'm doing or what I'm called to do or what I feel like doing in my life or what I feel like creating for myself, not comparing it to what I see works for other people. Because what's going to work for me is not necessarily what works for others, and what works for others is not necessarily what works for me. And so I have to be very confident, very grounded, feel very good and optimistic and positive about what I am called to do, what I channel through to create in this world, and be confident that that is going to reap me whatever successes I deem that I want, just as though somebody else doing what they want to do will reap them successes, or whatever. So not to look at other people and compare myself, but just to be confident in what I bring to the table. So personally, that's what I've been journaling through with the week. It's felt good. It's not felt heavy or anything crazy or anything like that. So I am very happy and grateful for that, because some weeks it comes out and it's like crazy, like stress and nightmares and things like that. But this week it's been pretty good. And I've just been reminding myself daily, follow my own path, chart my own course, release myself from the bondage of convention, and do things in my own way, and do it with enough consistency and love and heart and joy. Hence the joy. Can y'all see the joy right here? Joy. Um, and allow it to take root and to bear the fruit of that joy and that personal, following my own personal guidance. So you guys know that I be doing this work. I be putting in this work and putting in this spiritual work behind the scenes. And that's really how I come and talk to you guys on Friday nights and actually have something of substance to say, because the doll doesn't talk about pop culture or reality shows or anything like that. I talk about stuff that has to do with leveling up spiritually, mentally, physically, all of these things, your personal growth, your inner work, your self-development, and those type of things. And I try to bring a little sauce to it as I deliver whatever's channeled to me to deliver to you, the Iskels Collective. So with that being said, I don't see y'all. I see y'all watching, but I don't see y'all chiming in the comments, and that's okay. Because some days, not every day vocal, not every day pouring out and typing. Some days just sitting back, relaxing, and listening to the doll speak. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Celestially, I think there's like a full moon or a new moon coming up. I haven't really been affected by it. I do know that the other night, Wednesday night, I did go out to dinner, and there was a huge storm here in Atlanta, rainstorm. And I believe there's a cold front sweeping through the vast majority of the United States, everywhere except Miami or South Florida. I believe there's a huge cold front that's sweeping through. So if you are in one of these cold places in the northern west hemisphere, in the western hemisphere, that is you're being affected by, let us know. How you dealing with that. How are we dealing with being bundled up in the house during the winter season? I know that can be a little bit challenging for a lot of us. So how's it going for you guys? For me, it's okay. It's not too cold. The big rain passed, and because I just came back from Miami, I'm still like hype from the sun there and the heat there and just like the creativity. I was there for Art Basel. You can see I already have 2 videos up on the channel just showing you the behind the scenes and how we flex for Art Basel in Miami, which is the big art show that comes to Miami every single year. This was year 20 or 30. Was this 20? This might have been year 20 or 30 or whatever. And so I did that, and that's always been super fun and like rejuvenating for me. So I came back to Atlanta on high on 100. Meanwhile, everybody here had had like 8 or 9 days of no sun and gray and cold. So, I'm still a little bit hyped from my travels, and that's why I encourage y'all to like, look, travel, okay? Travel. Cheers. Clink, 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 clink. Hmm. Okay. So here we go. So I said tonight's topic was going to be talking about seasons of life, personal seasons of life. And I felt like that coordinated very well with the winter season and the holiday season that we're in right now. And so these personal seasons of life. What do I mean by like your personal seasons of life? To me, personal seasons of life means that as an adult, there's a lot of change that happens in your life that a lot of people don't express outwardly. It's something that you might experience personally, but when you look at other people's social media or when you look at television or even when you talk to family and friends, they might not be expressing the true nature of what it is to be an adult and to what it is to be alive and what it is to go through these personal seasons and these personal changes that all of us go through in life. And I think it's really important for us to articulate that these personal seasons happen, just like how winter happens, spring happens, summer happens, fall happens in nature, right? Individuals in our lives, we have very similar seasons in our life as well. I don't want us to forget that we are a part of nature. We are animals. And so I know we might be very intellectual and we might be at the top of the food chain or whatever. And we might be plugged into work and plugged into technology and plugged into all of these things that disconnect us from our humanity and disconnect us from our animalistic kind of nature and tied into Mother Nature. I know we have a lot of those things that disconnect us, but we need to remember that actually we are a part of Mother Nature. We are part of the animals. We are part of the, ecosystem. And so the same things that we see happen in nature seasonally, we can expect to happen in our own lives seasonally as well. I think that's very important to remember because most people are just portraying their summer season, especially on television and especially on social media, where we get a lot of information about other people's lives and a lot of information about what it is to be normal. Right? Or what is considered normal. So we get this perspective from media, whether it be social or television, and we think by nature of social media, it is always on high. It's always on its summer season. Everybody's showing their highlight reel, the best stuff that's happened in their life. That's what they're putting on television. That's what they're putting on their social media, except the news. The news like to put the worst stuff, but that's neither here nor there. So everybody's always portraying this summer, this brilliance, this joy, this happiness, the best things that have been happening in their life. And not a lot of people speak or portray or share exactly how much winter and fall seasons we go through personally in life. And I think that is very isolating and it's low key very dangerous for us to not know, at least, that a lot of times people are going through fall and they're going through winter in their personal seasons as well. Just as much spring and summer you see people portraying in their lives, I guarantee you they have been going through their falls and their winter season, their personal seasons as well. And it's very, 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 very important for us to recognize that because otherwise you will feel like a failure. You will feel like something is wrong in your own life if you're always in winter and fall personally and thinking that, looking out, thinking that, why everybody in spring and summer all the time and I'm always here over here in winter and fall? Why am I always over here struggling trying to keep it together and everybody else seem like it's a cakewalk for them? Everybody else seem like they got it all under control and they got it all figured out. Low key, it's a lie. It's a lie. We're all out here trying to figure it out and we're all out here going through all 4 seasons. Sometimes you see spring, sometimes you see summer. Most times people pull back when they're in their fall and they pull back when they're in their winter season and they become a little bit hermit and recluse and you don't see them as much. But best believe, as I said a little bit ago, all of us personally, in our personal moods, in our personal attitudes, in what's happening in our lives and in our careers and in our love lives and in our health and in our body, we go through those ups and downs and those cyclical seasons just like Mother Nature does. And that's what I want to talk to us about tonight. I want us to be sure and be clear that if you are currently right now in your personal season of fall or in your personal season of winter, everybody goes through it. Don't you for 1 minute think that you stuck in that season and everybody else coasting on summer and spring all the time and you're the only one in fall and winter. No, everybody goes through it. Just because somebody you're looking at is in their personal summer and then you're in your personal winter doesn't mean that 3 months ago they wasn't in their winter or they wasn't in their spring. You know what I mean? Or they wasn't in their fall. They were. They were. That is the nature of being alive. That is the nature of being human. Change, 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 change seasons. Sometimes the trees are lush and green and vibrant and growing fast and moving fast. And then it starts to slow down and they start to change colors and they wither away. And then in the winter, what happens? They drop off. And then in the spring, they bloom again. Just the same cyclical nature of Mother Nature. Us as individuals have that same cyclical nature as well. So don't get in your winter season and feel like winter's going to last forever. Hard times don't last always. Hard times don't last always, and you don't want to make permanent decisions based on temporary circumstances. Winter is temporary, fall is temporary, spring is temporary, summer is temporary. You know what I mean? So let's keep that in mind as we go through this winter season. And you may be in your personal winter wondering what the heck is going on and why you're struggling so much. Everybody struggles in their personal winter. Everybody struggles in their personal winter. Everybody struggles in their personal fall. But after some time, they're going to get to spring and then you're going to get to summer. So, you know what I mean? Don't feel isolated and alone and like you're the only one going through it. Everyone goes through it. That's the first thing I want to explain about when we're talking about our personal seasons and our personal winter. You know what I mean? And since we're in winter season, I find that a lot of people have this seasonal blues. This seasonal blues. I don't really like that terminology, but I get it. I get it. You know what I mean? Because when it starts to get dark outside, personally, your mood, you don't have the sun and the energy of outside to bring your mood up. And so you can be stuck in this kind of down, kind of depressive mood for the season. But just as I said before, temporary, totally, totally temporary. Okay. So that's the first thing that I just want to remind us that if you in your personal winter right now, just like we're in winter season, hold tight. Just ride it. Just ride it out. You know what I mean? Just ride it out. God, I promise you, spring is around the corner. Spring is around the corner. You know what I mean? And then summer. You know what I mean? And just because you see other people pretending like they always in summer, please believe not everybody's. You cannot be in summer habitually. What goes up must come down, and what goes down must go up. Cheers. Clink, 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 clink. All right. So I hope that makes sense to y'all. I haven't changed the subject on the live because I was like, let me explain to them what I mean by personal winter, personal, your own personal seasons and what that looks like in our life. You know what I mean? So okay. And y'all know I have my notes. I always have my notes. So right, yeah. So seasons of life, managing those changes and understanding them. We start off talking about what we mean by personal seasons. I feel like I explained that. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. And then we can talk about a little bit about managing those shifts and managing our emotions and our temperament and our just managing ourselves when we are in those different seasons. Obviously, when you're in the summer and when you're in the spring, it might be a little bit easier to manage, right? Because that's an up. Those are up seasons. The only thing that you have to be careful with those seasons is that doing too much. Doing too much. In Miami, there's this phrase like "come on vacation, leave on probation." Okay, a lot of people come to Miami in the summer and the spring and want to be on vacation and doing the most, and then they leave on probation. Okay. And so even in your personal summer, it can be some effort or some labor or some focus a little bit to not do too much and to rein yourself in a little bit, because you might be on a high. Your chest might be high. You might want to hang your hat a little bit too high than you could reach. You know what I mean? And so that there's some focus and some effort there when you're in your spring or in your summer season. Likewise, Likewise, when you are in your fall or your winter season, you have to manage yourself so you don't get too low, too depressed, too betraying yourself, too judgmental of your journey, too comparative of your journey to somebody else's, too feeling like this is it for me and I can't go on, feeling like, I'm not good enough, or I'm not loved, or I'm not worthy. You have to manage that. So just when you're in your high seasons and you have to manage your ego and you have to manage your behavior, and you have to manage doing too much in your spring and your summer, likewise, when you are in your fall and your winter, you have to manage your mood so that you don't get too low and think that you're trapped in this permanent situation when you are absolutely not. When you are absolutely not trapped in any season. Just like the trees outside is not trapped in winter. You know what I mean? You don't see the trees and the birds and the animals outside saying, this is it for me. There will never be spring again. I can't go on. You don't see the animals doing all that, because they know innately, they know in their intuition and in their instinct that as this is winter, it's only going to last a certain amount of time. And as you get through it, the sun must come up. Spring must come. And so you have to believe the same thing in your life as well. So if you're in your personal fall and in your personal winter, ride it out. Ride it out as best as you can, because spring must come. Look at the animals. Look at nature. You feel me? Cheers. Clink, 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 clink. Yes. What y'all saying in the comments? Anna, the doll in the building. What's good, sis? Happy Friday. Clink, 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 clink. Yes. I see Clay in the building. Everything is everything. What is meant to be will be. Winter must come, spring change. It comes eventually. Oh, is this Lauren Hill? Are you quoting quoting L Boogie? Are you quoting L Boogie? Hold on. Yes, this feels like L Boogie to me. Everything is everything. Yes. The miseducation of Lauren Hill. We know music around these parts. Music means a lot to us over here. Okay. So cheers, clink, 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 clink. Cheers, Clay, for bringing some Lauren Hill into the building. There's this other song that I was thinking about when I was thinking about this topic tonight. It's what's that song? It's like an old 60s. They always play it when they do the movies, the Forrest Gump movie with the Vietnam, and there it's like change, change, change. For every season, change, change, change. Dun 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 na na na. It's like a 70s, like a hippie kind of Vietnamese song, and it's like change, change, change for every reason, change, change. I'm gonna look it up, and I'm gonna pin it in the comments after this live. But that was the other song that I was thinking about with this topic tonight, about with every season there is change, and being comfortable with that change, being comfortable with the unknown, being comfortable when you are in your winter season, and confident that your spring must come. Spring must come. Cheers. Clink, clink, clink. What else are y'all saying in the comments? Okay, L Boogie. L Boogie up in here. L Boogie up in here. We know Lauren Hill when we see her. We know Lauren's lyrics when we see them. Yep, Lauren Hill. Cheers, raising your glass. I appreciate you, love. Thank you so much for being here. Yes, to everything, turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. Anna, what is that? You know this. I knew you would. Let me tell you something. I was thinking about how much me and Anna actually have in common, and we have a lot in common. We have a lot in common, and this girl always knows what I'm talking about. I appreciate you so much, sis. That song. What is the name of that song? And that is what I was thinking about when I was thinking about tonight's topic of personal seasons and being okay when you are in the depths of your personal winter and when you are in the depths of your personal fall, and not comparing your personal winter or fall to somebody else's personal spring or personal summer. Even though you see everybody online and everybody on the TV acting like they're in this habitual summer or when they're in this habitual spring, not nagosa, it nagosa. Just like we have cyclical seasons in nature, people personally have cyclical seasons in their life. And don't make any permanent decisions about your life when you are in your personal winter or personal fall. Because spring and summer are just over the horizon. That's what we're talking about tonight. All right? That's what we're talking about tonight. The Birds, that must be the name of the band. What's the name of the song? That this is the song that I was thinking about when I was thinking about tonight's topic. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. You gotta be an old head. You gotta be a little bit of an old head, or your family must have had to been into music to really know this song, or you might have heard it on a soundtrack like Forrest Gump or one of the soundtracks from the 70s, talking about Vietnam, the 60s, and those types of things. But that's definitely a song. I'm going to pin it in the comments when we figure out the exact name song. Good and Richard saying, ain't no eternal summer, ain't no eternal winter, period. 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 You know what I mean? And that doesn't mean that when you're in your summer, you should be fearing fall. And likewise, that doesn't mean that when you're in your winter, or when you're in your summer fearing fall or winter, or when you're in your fall or winter thinking that summer and spring will never come. No, it will be in a cycle. Turn, turn, turn. You know what I mean? And so just be confident that everybody is going through what you've been going through. And don't feel isolated. Don't feel alone. Don't feel like you're the only one dealing with this. Even when it looks to the contrary. Even when it looks like why everybody skipping and hopping and singing and I'm over here struggling? What is the problem? Don't be fooled. You never know what people are going through. You never know what people are going through. And everybody's trying to put their best face on. Everybody's trying to put their best chin up, especially in this winter season, especially if you're single, especially if you're estranged from your family, especially if you ain't got no family, especially if financially you can't keep up with this consumerism for this season. Especially if you're in between jobs, especially if you're in between lovers, especially if your health is not exactly where you want it to be. All of these things are realistic situations as an adult when we out here adulting. But don't feel trapped. Don't feel like you're the only one going through it. You're absolutely not. You're absolutely not. What say y'all? What else y'all gotta say about these seasons, these adulting seasons? Y'all like my decorations? What y'all think about that? What y'all think about the winter decorations over here? Did I do good? Did I do good or not? Gas me, please. Gas me. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, wait. Cheers. Clink, clink, clink. Yes. Look at what a Red Bouquet Ada is saying, I love the consistency. I haven't had a chance to catch a live in a while. Well, sis, welcome. I appreciate you being here. It's always good to see familiar faces. It feels good. And I appreciate you. And yep, I said I was going to show up each and every Friday night, and I've held consistent to that. This is week 50 of 52 weeks in a year. So in the next week we'll have 51, and the week after that we'll have 52, and that will make 1 year of going consistent each and every Friday night on the channel. Low key, if I got to give a shout out, I got to give a shout out to Anna, because she the one who told me to go live, and that's what I did. She's the one who was encouraging me to use my voice, and that's what I did. And all of a sudden we got to week 20, and then we got to week 40, and I was like, you know what, let's just go ahead and keep it going to week 52. So, you know what I mean? Clap it up for those of us who have friends that super support, super love, super understand us, and super ride for us behind the scenes and all of that. So thank you, Rebu K Ada, for being here. I appreciate you, sis, for catching us. And I'm saying everybody is going through something. Everybody is going through something. Life is hard, especially right now, post pandemic, inflation, etc. We're all affected by it. All, all of us, every last one of us affected by it. Regardless if people are portraying their personal summer and their personal spring, we're fighting through it. We're fighting through it. And that's another reason why, you know, the saying is like, be kind. Be kind, because you never know what people are going through. And low key is real scary because people could be like super happy on the outside and feel like they have it all going together, and they could be real tore up on the inside. You know, people could be real tore up on the inside, and that's a little bit scary because you never could just look on how somebody portrays themselves or portrays their life and believe that that's the only thing that's going on for them. You know what I mean? And so the reality is that we all go through ups and downs. You know, it's just the reality of being human. And it's about how you get through, how you power through, what your routines and your practices are, spiritually or practically, that get you through these seasons. I do have a few tips that I wanted to share with the collective. And I do want you guys to chime in the comments and let me know your tips. You guys have been amazingly vocal, and you know I love that for us. I love that for us. Because it's a two-way street over here. You know what I mean? And so I do have a few tips that I do want to talk about in terms of what we can do spiritually or what we can do practically when we are going through these cycles and these turns and these changes in our lives, and when we are in our personal fall or when we are in our personal winter, and how we can get through it with as much courage and heart and strength and faith as we can, because that's what's necessary to get through the different seasons of being alive, being human, being adults in this world that we live in. Yeah, yeah. Uh, Anna's gassing me. Yes, the decor. I'm feeling good about it. I still have more to do, but you know, I felt like we could do this for tonight's live, and we get a little bit festive in the season. Social media a lie. Social media a lie. A whole lie. Cheers. A whole lie. Okay. You know what I mean? And you guys know the doll is heavy on social media, and I promise you, it's work to keep up all the facade and make it look good. It's work. And anybody you see on them on television or anybody you see on social media, please believe you know it's fabricated. It's fabricated. It looks great. No one can take that from you. It looks fantastic. Looks like they're living their best life. Looks fun. Looks rich. Looks sexy. Looks pulled together. It's a lie. A lie. Clink, 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 clink. One thing that I think has been beneficial for me is that I studied advertising and marketing in undergrad. So I always knew. Let me tell you how I am so glad my parents forced me to do advertising and marketing. Okay, Loki, they didn't force me. I wanted to do psychology because I always liked psychological, analytical philosophy. I just liked the depths of understanding human behavior and persuasiveness and how we think and how we behave and our subconscious and our higher consciousness and our self-consciousness. I always liked all of that. And I wanted to study psychology, and my parents was like, how about you study some sort of business that has psychology in it? Because both of my parents were business people. My father was in sales. My mother was a banker. And I said, okay. They felt like I needed to have some business to make money. Okay. And so they said, merge, add some business into the psychology, And so I said, okay, what about advertising or marketing? Because I was always creative. And so they felt like that was perfect. And I felt like I didn't feel pressured. I felt like that's kind of perfect. Because with marketing and advertising, there's this persuasiveness, there's some psychological aspects of it, there's understanding human behavior and human intentions and human motivations in it. So I was like, okay. So I see the creativeness of the ad campaigns and the marketing campaigns, and then I see the psychology of the human persuasive and getting people to buy stuff, and then I see the business of like making that dough. So I was like, okay, this makes sense to me. And so I was very pleased with an undergrad degree in advertising and marketing. And let me tell you how that saved my life. Because when I look at these television shows and when I look at these social medias, I know immediately that it is marketing, PR, advertising, pitch, spin. All of it is fabricated. All of it is strategic. All of it is sat down around a table, thought about what we're going to do, how we're going to do this, and how we're going to make it look, and how we're going to persuade these people to believe this certain thing. And so those of my friends who weren't in business and weren't in marketing and weren't in advertising, I could see them being super persuaded and super, thinking that these things were real. And I always was looking at it like a marketing campaign. I was always looking at it as an advertising or a PR campaign because that was the background that I came from. And so I'm sharing that with you guys, just as a little personal intel into me, because I feel like you guys like that when you learn a little bit more about me. But also I say that so that you can remember what you see on social media, what you see on the TV, what you see in the movies is a whole lie. It's fabricated. It's done with an intention in mind to make you feel a certain way, to elicit a behavior from you. Whether to purchase something that's gonna make you lose weight, or to get prettier skin, or to get prettier hair, or to purchase something to make you look wealthier, or to purchase something to make you more attractive to women, or make you more attractive to men, luxury cars, luxury boats, luxury planes, houses, things, fragrances, all of it is there, fabricated, strategized to make you feel like you're lacking something so that you purchase it to get you to a specific end. Okay, so that's why when we say social media is a lie, that's my background and my substantiation of why I say that. My background in advertising and marketing and PR. Okay, so I know I'm just riffing, but please believe the doll has degrees. Okay, and we've studied. Okay, so all right, real life happens on laundry day. Real life happens on laundry day. The real stuff, cooking dinner, sweeping up, putting gas in your car, real stuff. You feel me? Okay. So getting back into the subject of tonight's live, personal seasons, how to deal with the shifts and the changes, managing the shifts and the changes when you are in your personal winter or when you are in personal fall. Okay. Finding comfort and stability in the unknown. A lot of times when you are in your personal winter or when you are in your personal fall, there is a change that happens and there's a lot of unknowns with it. You don't know where you're going to land. You don't know really what the next outcome is. You might not know exactly what you want. And people are very uncomfortable with the unknown. People have a tendency to be very uncomfortable with the unknown. And if you truly analyze why you might be in a mood or you might be in a personal winter or fall, it's because something has shifted and you no longer feel like you have full command or full control over some portion of your life. And so when you don't have full command or control of some portion of your life, it can really knock the knees from under you. It can really knock the wind out of your chest. It can really be shaky and scary because there's an unknown element that you're having to grapple with. But one of the things that you can work on is being comfortable in the unknown, being comfortable that everything works out for you. Everything works out for you. Everything works out for you. You know what I mean? And so even if you're not 100% crystal clear of what's happening right here in the present moment, right here, right now, hold to the concept or the idea or the faith that things are working out in your favor. And that pretty soon the path will become clear. How I liken this is a situation like this. Earlier this year, we were driving long distances across the Western United States. And so we were going from San Francisco to LA down the Pacific Coast Highway. I have videos on this, travel videos, travel alchemy videos on the channel. So if you missed that, be sure to scroll back in the videos on the channel so you can see all the travel, all the excursion I did this year. It's been lit. Okay. Side note. But when I was traveling from San Francisco to LA, when we were going from LA to the Grand Canyon, when we were going from the Grand Canyon to Santa Fe and Albuquerque, New Mexico, there were certain stretches of time where the GPS wasn't working. And it would be like, say, 100 miles or 150 miles that the GPS wasn't picking up. And at first I was like, oh Lord, the GPS ain't picking up, because the towers out there are far apart. And the United States is huge. And when you're driving it, when you're going on a road trip, that's when you realize how huge the United States is. And there's huge swaths of land that do not have connectivity in terms of the towers needed for the cell phone signal and for the Wi-Fi and all that. So we would be on this path, and we start off and we knew we were going, okay, we're going to the Grand Canyon, or we're going to Santa Fe, New Mexico, or Albuquerque. And we're driving, and all of a sudden, halfway through the thing, the signal ain't picking up. So I'm like, oh Lord, oh God. So now we lost, or is we lost? Like, what's going on? And there was a point where I started to think about, wait, no, we're on the path. We looked at it before we left. It said 500 miles this way. I'm making up numbers now. It said 500 miles east on this highway. We're 150 miles in. Now we got no signal. What am I worried about? I'm on the path. And even though right now I'm a little bit disconnected from the signal, even though right now I'm not exactly sure where I am, even though right now I'm deeply rooted in the unknown, am I on the right path? Am I still on the right path? And all of that, I knew that it said 500 miles that away. So I had to calm myself and chill and relax and be okay in the unknown. Be okay knowing that, okay, stay on the path and just keep going this, and the signal will come back. The signal will come back. My guidance will come back. I am on the right path. Everything works out for me. I'm going in the right direction. Things are going fine. I might not exactly know what's happening right now, but we're on the path. We're going. We said we're going in this direction. We're okay. The signal must pick up. Even if we go this way for 100 more miles, and we off veer, somebody will get us back on the path. You know what I mean? And not worry about the unknown so much. And I feel like that was a big lesson for me. And so I share it here with you guys. You're on the right path, even when you're rooted in the unknown, even when you're in your winter season, even when you don't really know what the heck is going on and maybe you're a little bit unstable. Keep going. Keep going. Stay 500 miles east. The signal will pick back up. You'll get to your spring. Yeah? All right. So what are some of the things that you can do to steady yourself when things are changing? You're in your personal fall or in your personal winter. Things are changing. There's turns and all of these. What are some of the things that you can do to steady yourself in that? Routines and practices. Some of your routines and some of your practices are some things that you can do to hold yourself rooted when you're in the darkness of winter, or when you're in the darkness of fall and you're not exactly sure what's happening. Routines that are designed to keep you grounded, to keep you calm, to keep you centered, to keep you clear, to rest your mind. Because low key, it be the mind that be doing the backflips. It be your mind that be playing tricks on you. I have a video about that on this channel 2 lives ago, probably 48 or 49. When your mind starts playing tricks on you. It be the mind. You know how people say it be your own children? It be your own mind. It be your own mind playing tricks on you. So, you know what I mean? So all of those things that you can do to ground, to calm, to rest your mind through your passage, through your passage through winter, through your passage through your personal fall, through your personal rite of passage, through your changes in your life, through the unknown. Some of the things that I do to ground is I might take a Epsom salt bath. I might walk barefoot outside. I might set intention to be grounded in my daily meditations. I might write in my journal and ask myself in my journal, what do I need to do to ground myself, to feel firmly rooted, to feel secure, to feel clear, to feel confident, to feel brave, to have faith? How can I have more? I might ask for that in prayer. You know what I mean? I might talk to a friend that makes me feel really grounded and confident. I might listen to music that makes me feel empowered, that makes me feel strong, that makes me feel like I'm invincible. I'm invincible. You know what I mean? Those types of things you can do to help ground yourself. To help ground yourself. What else do I do to ground? Workout, push heavy weights in a gym, not just cardio, weights. I take a class called Body Pump, and them you could stack up on them weights, and them things is heavy. Okay, so those are the things that I do to ground myself, to help myself feel clear, feel confident, and rest my mind through my personal winter and through my personal fall. Yeah. Cheers. Clink, clink, clink. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Rubes in the building chimed in right when you were talking about music that empowers and helps ground us. Absolutely. Soul singer extraordinaire Ruby M in the building. Ruby Vel of the Soul Phonics in the building. Music is a big part of my life. Music is a huge, huge, huge part of my life. And I'm very conscious of the music that I listen to because it can bring you down or it can bring you up. You know what I mean? Even music that you think is like cool music can bring you down. A lot of the love songs from the 90s is about like lost love and, you know, Mary J. Blige, I'm not gonna cry, I'm not gonna cry, I'm not gonna shed no tears. Child, some of that music seems like it's nice and it's really pulling you down. And so, you know, sound healing, sound bath, 528 hertz music. What is it? So Fredo beats, those type of music that is intentionally infused with the right frequencies to uplift you. Some of the songs, you know, you can listen to regular music as well, but make sure it's not bringing you down. But music has an amazing healing power that can ground you and uplift you when you are in your personal winter or when you are in your personal fall. Yeah. Yeah. Get in love in the comments. Lots of love. Collective. Congrats on week 50. That tree looks fabulous. Love seeing more of your beautiful home. Thanks, sis. Decorated for the festive season. Since we are in the winter season, since we are in the holiday season, it's only right that we decorate. You know, we get the home together for the Christmas season. I'm definitely a huge fan of uh, Christmas. Say it. Hey, Ann, I love seeing y'all turn up in Basel giving me live. Okay, we're getting love. You guys know Vlogmas and Art Basel content on the channel right now. Make sure you guys support that. I know I love that you guys come out for our lives, but definitely there's been content every single day up on the channel. So make sure to like, subscribe, turn on your notifications, and love on. Show your support for our travel content and our Vlogmas content that is up on the channel right now. Yeah. Okay. So what else can we talk about? So we talked about groundedness. We talked about your routines and practices and grounding, keeping your mind clear and resting your mind and all of that. What else can we talk about? So low key, when you are in your winter season and when you are in your fall season, just like how it is in nature, you're essentially taking some time, and I'm gonna say this and I hope it makes sense. During those seasons, a lot of change is happening. We know that. A lot of change is happening during those seasons, winter and fall. But essentially, when you are coming out of your winter and fall season and you're coming into your spring and summer season, you're in the process of reinventing yourself. Think of a caterpillar going into a cocoon, or thinking about these bugs that burrow into the earth, or think about animals that go into hibernation. You don't go into your winter and your fall season you don't come out of your winter and your fall season the same way that you go in. There is a reinvention happening. There is a rebirth happening. Did y'all catch that? Did you catch that? There is a reinvention of yourself happening, a transformation happening, a rebirth happening, a rite of passage happening. And so that is why it seems so challenging. That is why there's so much unknown. That's why it can feel like your knees have been knocked under you or the air has been knocked out of your chest, because there has been some change and a rebirth happening and a reinvention of yourself happening. So you have to be in love with your fall and your winter, as hard as it is, as challenging as it is, as scary as it is, as humans, as adults. Living on this plane, living on this earth, living in this time, change is inevitable. Progression, elevation is inevitable. And so there is that reinvention energy that's happening during those times, and it can be scary. So that's why that grounding is so important, that pacifying your mind and soothing yourself, comforting yourself, doing what you can spiritually and practically to get yourself solid in this change and in this transformation and this personal reinvention during your personal winter or your personal fall. Okay, so that's why it's challenging, because there's a reinvention and a rebirth happening. So don't take it lightly. Just like when the leaves fall off the tree, you think the exact leaf grow back on the tree. It's a rebirth. It's a new leaf. It's a new leaf. When a caterpillar comes out of the cocoon, you think it's the same caterpillar, just sprout rings. No, rebirth, reinvention, something completely new. You know what I mean? And it can be challenging. We know this. Okay? So that reinvention, that letting go of the old and going into the new, is why the winter and the fall, your personal winter and your personal fall, can be a little bit challenging. Just know that that's what's happening to you, and be in love with that process. Be in love with the new you that's coming in. Because as we said, you could be in your personal fall and your personal winter, but just know that it is not a permanent circumstance. It is not a permanent circumstance. Spring must come. Summer must come. So if all you can do is hold on to the vision of the reinvention of yourself, of the new you that's coming in your spring and your summer, hold on to that through your fall and your winter. If you can hold on to that vision and let that bring you through, then do that. Then do that. But as I said at the top of the broadcast, don't make a permanent decision made based on a temporary circumstance. Fall is temporary, winter is temporary. Spring and summer temporary too. But, you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah. Some of the things that I have written down here for the spiritual part of getting through your personal winter and getting through your personal fall is courage, heart, faith, and being able to face the fear and the doubt and the uncertainty and the unknown with courage, with heart, with faith. That's some of the spiritual things that I journal about. That's some of the spiritual things that I listen to music about, that I read about, those types of things that can help you have heart and confidence and evoke some of your masculine energy when you need to get through the changes of your winter season or through your fall season, and not be so hard on yourself and not be so comparative of yourself to somebody else when they're in their summer and when they're in their spring. One thing that I want to make sure y'all understand is that personal fall and personal winter do not align with the seasons outside. Low key, I love winter when it's outside. I feel like I'm in my personal spring or my personal summer when it's winter outside. You know what I mean? And so don't think that, oh, it's winter outside, so I must be in my personal winter. Not true. It could be summer outside and you could be in your personal winter. It could be winter outside and you could be in your personal spring. So it doesn't fully coincide. But what I want you to understand is that personal attitudes and moods and things are cyclical, just like Mother Nature is cyclical. And so reconnecting us to our humanity, reconnecting us to Mother Nature, reconnecting us to the cycles of nature, and understanding that that is who we are. You can always look to nature to understand your own personal circumstance. Not always technology, not always social media, not always the news, not always the movies. Sometimes Mother Nature. Mother Nature. Yeah? Does that make sense? Let me know in the comments. I see y'all chiming in. I'm seeing Keith in the building. Always good to see familiar faces. Okay? So, spiritually, courage, heart, faith to overcome the fear and the doubt and the unknown and the uncertainty of when you're in your personal fall and when you're in the personal winter. Practically, creating clarity about where you want to go is something that I have written down here when it comes to uh, when you're in your personal winter and your personal fall. I said it earlier. When you're in your personal winter and you're in your personal fall, if all you can do is hold on to the vision of who you're transforming into for spring and who you're transforming into summer to get you through the winter, then do that then. Then do that then. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Then do that then. Identify where you're going, who you want to be, what this sacrifice that you're making in your personal winter and your personal fall is, what path that sacrifice is opening up for you. You know what I mean? And just see it as a sacrifice. See it as an offering. See it as a tithe. See it as something you're offering to yourself spiritually, to move you into the next stage of your life through your rite of passage. Because we're not going to get away from that. We're not going to get away from the hard times as humans. There's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be the cyclical nature. So when you are in your down season, when you are in your fall, when you are in your winter, see it as an offering to the divine. See it as an offering to your higher self. See it as an offering to the transformation that you're undergoing, the new identity that you are cultivating. See it as you root down into the darkness of the earth before you sprout up as a plant into spring and into summer. Making analogies here to Mother Nature and the growth of a plant, and planting a seed into the unknown, planting a seed into the earth and to the darkness, and letting it root down into the darkness for it to sprout up towards the sun and into the spring and into the summer. Does that make sense? I know y'all feeling me. Because the It's Kels Collective, we don't talk about no simple stuff around here. We talk about real life around here, okay? Not no pop culture, real housewives of shit, okay? We talking about our personal growth, inner work, personal self-evolution. You know what I mean? I know y'all understand me around here because it's the It's Kels Collective. We learn from the the collective wisdom of the It's Kels Collective around these parts. Cheers. Clink, clink, clink. I see y'all in the comments. Let me see what else notes I got in my. Y'all know I be writing my notes in this little book. I don't come to just we come off the dome, but we don't come ill prepared to our Friday night kickbacks. We got to say something that makes sense to the collective. We got to say something that makes sense to the collective. So you know the dog comes prepared. Okay, we have a little bit of notes. Tonight we're talking about how to get through the personal seasons of your life, whether you're in your personal fall, whether you're in your personal winter, spring, or summer, what those changes look like, what that means, how you can deal with it spiritually, how you can deal with it practically, and how to understand, if nothing else, that everyone goes through these seasons, regardless of what it looks like on the outside. Not to feel alone when you are in your down seasons, your fall, or in your winter. To know that you are not alone. And finally, and most importantly, not to make permanent decisions when you are in your fall or in your winter season. Not to make permanent decisions on temporary circumstances. Fall and winter are cyclical and they are not permanent. Summer, spring, same thing. You know what I mean? So ride out your low seasons until you get to your spring and your summer. Yeah? Yeah. We're talking about this because we're in the winter season, we're in the holiday season, and seasonal depression is real. It's real around these parts. People, this lack of sun, the pressure to spend, the pressure to be around family members that you're not usually around, the pressure to show up at these holiday parties and these work parties and reconnect with all these people that you might not necessarily want to reconnect with, but you just do it because it is the holiday season. The pressure to do all these things during this season can play a big toll on us, especially if you're single. Low key, even if you're booed up, because you might not be that happy. You know what I mean? And so, with that being said, I thought it was only fitting for us to talk about how to deal, how to cope, how to get through our personal seasons of fall and winter with as much grace, with as much integrity, with as much courage, bravery, and love as we can. Self love as we can. Yeah. All right. Y'all, I feel like that's it. I feel like that's it. Let's take a spin through the comments. Let me hear what y'all have to say about tonight's topic. Let me hear about what you're feeling about for the winter season, for your Christmas and all of those things. And yeah, let's take a spin through the comments and then we could wrap for week 50 of our Friday night kickback. Consistent from the top of 2022 to the bottom. This is week 50 of 52 weeks in a year. I'm extremely proud of the collective. I'm extremely proud of us being able to show up each and every Friday night as we've done. And I'm extremely proud of learning from the collective wisdom of the It's Health community. I feel good about this, guys. I feel good about this, and I feel good about our topics, and I feel good about the work that we've done together. Yeah. Let's jump in the comments, see what y'all talking about, and then we'll take it from there. Yeah. Let me see. The gold tree got my whole heart. Yes, it's gold. I had to do richness. Everybody wants to do, when they do their decorations, they want to deviate. They want to be unique, and they want to do burnt orange tree and brown and fuchsia tree. Child, I don't want all that. Give me gold, green, and red. Traditional. I'm okay with that. Just give me when can I ever decorate my home in red and gold and green? Never. So I'm not going to change what's not broke. You know what I mean? So I love the gold, I love the green, I love the red, I love the traditional holiday colors. And so I'm so glad that you guys are enjoying, because I definitely am. Rubes is saying absolutely a transformation with each season. Got so sick lately, but looks forward to what's next. Best and brightest. Absolutely. You guys know that a couple weeks ago sis was underneath the bed, sick. You know what I mean? But and I was, that was a live. I talked about this a little bit earlier in the broadcast. That was the lives that I was doing when I was talking about when your mind starts playing tricks on you. When we are sick, when we are physically sick, or when we are physically ill, when we're in our vulnerable state, even when you are pregnant, you know what I mean? Or you've just had a baby. This can be very vulnerable state, and it can cause your mind to play a little bit of tricks on you. I said earlier in the broadcast, some people be like, it be your own children. You know what I mean? You'll see those memes online where some child will go to school and tell the daycare, mommy and daddy are getting a divorce, or mommy's got a wig, or something like that, or daddy has a girlfriend. And then they'd be like, it be your own children snitching on you. You know what I mean? It be your own mind. It be your own mind playing tricks on you when you're at your most vulnerable. You know what I mean? And so just know that. Just know that you are not your mind. You are not your thoughts. You are an observer of your mind. You are an observer of your thoughts. And so if they start acting crazy and saying all this, making you feel certain kind of way, reach out for help. Call a friend, call a family member. And low key, sometimes it don't even be your best friends that you have to call. Sometimes you have to call an associate or somebody like that who can, talk to you, or you can talk to. Sometimes you got to call a stranger. But just know that your mind can play tricks on you when you are at your most vulnerable, when you're sick, or when you're pregnant, or when you are, kind of a little bit down, or when you're in the middle of the unknown because you've changed your jobs, or you've moved home, or you've gotten a divorce, or any kind of circumstance where you're rooted in the unknown, when you're transforming yourself, when you're coming into a new identity. Your mind can really play tricks on you then. You know what I mean? And so just be gentle with yourself, but just know that you are not your mind. You are not your thoughts. You can regain the stability and the groundedness where necessary. And just work on your routines, your practical routines and your spiritual practices that help you get grounded when your mind trying to be doing the most, especially when you're sick. And a lot of us have been sick lately, either with Rona, either with RVS, either with the flu. I don't know what's going on, but these respiratory illnesses are heavy right now. You know what I mean? So if you get sick and your mind start playing tricks on you, just know it's par for the course. It's just temporary. You can ride it out and pull yourself through. Yeah? Yeah. Keith Wainwright in the building as usual. It's always good to see familiar faces. Hey, Kels. Sunshiny bone. Sunshine on a cloudy day. Hey. Hey, Keith. You know what I mean? Anna is saying all things pass. This is true. This is true. Every season, turn, 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 turn. Keith is in Boston. Bad weather up here. Boston is known for that heavy snow. Boston is known for them feet of snow. You know what I mean? So stay safe up there, stay warm. I know that there are a lot of us that are in that cold front that has been coming through. So, do your best to stay warm and stay safe. I remember the first year that I was in DC, there was this huge snowstorm where the snow was all the way up to the middle of the stop sign. The red octagon stop signs on the road. The snow fell all the way to the middle. And I was like, oh my God, this is so fun. Florida girl. I had just moved there from London, so I had never really seen snow. London doesn't snow like that, even though it recently like slushed in London, I think 2 days ago. But when I was in London, it just like a little bit slushy. It wasn't no real snow. It doesn't really snow there. But the first year I was in DC, we had snowmageddon in that piece. Okay. And I was so excited because I was like, the doll had never seen snow like that. So I was happy about it. I don't know what was everybody else complaining about, but I was happy. Now, fast forward 3-4 days later, then I understood what the problem with 7 feet of snow is. It's not when it snows, it's when it stays on the road and it turns into black ice, when it starts melting down and it turns into big doodle piles of dirty snow pushed into the embankments of where people park their cars. Then I understood. But when it was falling, when it first got there, I was happy about it. So, I've learned my lesson, but I definitely understand the bad weather in Boston, and I wish you warmth. If not outside, warmth in your heart. All right, Keith? Winter solstice is happening December 21st. That is the first official day of winter. It's coming up a few days before Christmas. So y'all hold tight. That's another portal, another gateway that we're going to be walking through. You guys know every season we walk through an equinox or a solstice. Spring equinox is on March 19th. Actually, it's on March 20th or 21st. But since my birthday is March 19th, I like to say that it's on my birthday. Spring, sunshine, as Keith would say. So there's a spring equinox and then the fall equinox on September 22nd, 21st or so. Happens to be my father's birthday. And then you have the winter solstice and the summer solstice. Winter solstice is around December 21st and summer solstice is around June 21st or 22nd. So those are huge seasonal portals that you need to be aware of. If you're into the celestial energetic movements like me and Keith are. Yeah. Deep. We go deep over here. We go deep over here sometimes. Not always Real Housewives of BS, not always Kardashians, not always TV shows and movies and all that. Sometimes personal self-evolution, personal self-growth, inner work, manifestation, meditation, sometimes all of that. As we have fun and travel and turn up for Vlogmas, Art Basel, and all them things. You know what I mean? All them things. Check out the content on the channel if you want just more of the fun version of the doll. Our Friday night kickbacks are for reconnecting with the collective as we do. Anna is saying, yes, I'm going through a transformation myself and it's uncomfortable, but I am keeping my eyes on the prize, which equals my new improved self. That is what fall season is for, personal fall. And that is what personal winter is for. It's for going into incubation. It's for resting. It's for going into the unknown. It's for going into the darkness with the vision that you must come out into the light, that you must come out on the other side of the path, that you must come out transformed. Transformation is not easy, but it's necessary. And you will be happy on the other side of the tunnel. You will be happy for the transformation, the personal change, the rite of passage, the identity shift that you are cultivating and living through in your personal fall and in your personal winter. Do not disregard it. Do not betray yourself by comparing your personal winter and your personal fall to somebody else's personal summer or spring. Honor your transformation, honor your journey, honor your incubation period. It's worth it and it's necessary. Be in love with your journey. That's what makes you, you. Yeah? What else y'all saying in the so good, so good, so good, so good. Destiny's Child. Some on point tips tonight. I appreciate you, love. I appreciate you, love. Always asking for divine to be in these lives. So I'm not just speaking for myself, I'm speaking what you guys need to hear. I've asked for divine guidance in these lives. So I don't just come here and talk willy nilly. Ain't no willy nilly talking over here. We ask for divine guidance every time we come on these lives. So I deliver what everybody needs to hear. What everybody needs to hear. Yeah. And I'm saying, I think the biggest thing is to talk about these things so people don't feel like they are the only ones going through it. Absolutely. Absolutely. I do these lives, I do these kickbacks. So you know you're not out here alone in this sometimes crazy living, loving, leveling up, dating, married, working, career, traveling life. We are not alone. Let me tell you one thing, seeing 111 on the clock, if you're into numbers like I am, people be low key living a life that be nothing like how real life is. And I'm not talking about celebrities or wealthy people or anything like that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people living life and they live it underneath the cloak of um of insularness, meaning they don't share, they don't use their voice. La 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 la. They don't use their voice. They don't let you know the real of what's going on. Over here we talk about the real of what's going on, how it really is in your personal winter and your personal fall, and how it is only temporary, and how you are walking through the darkness and you're walking through the unknown and you are not alone. Everyone must go through these transformations. Just like the seasons don't stop outside, your personal transformation will not stop. So when you find yourself walking into the unknown or walking through situations that you don't understand, never feel alone because everyone is going through it. Speaking about these things is 100% necessary so you don't feel alone, so you don't feel strange, so you don't feel isolated, so you don't feel like a alien. You are not an alien. You are not an alien, and you can get through it because everyone must. Yeah. Yeah. Love in the comments. Hope Rubes is feeling better. Weather in Atlanta's too. I don't think it's as bad as Boston though. Feeling much better. You sing, Kels, in the shower. I can hit a note in the shower. Yes. New Year's Eve. Do you guys know, Keith, thank you for reminding me. Do you guys know that these Friday night kickbacks started on New Year's Eve 2021 going into 2022? That's when we started our Friday night kickbacks. And so this year, our Friday doesn't fall on New Year's Eve. I believe it falls on December 30th. And so I don't think we're going to be doing a New Year's Eve live like we did last year, but we might, the doll might break with protocol and do a live on the Friday and then do a live on the Saturday for New Year's Eve. But I don't really know what I'm doing for New Year's Eve. I kind of feel like it's festive this year. I kind of feel like I want to do something. You know what I mean? And so y'all let me know what you guys think we should do for New Year's Eve. But regardless, Friday night kickback week 52 will be on December 30th, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, for week 52, which will mark our 1 year anniversary for our Friday night kickbacks. I do these videos so you know you're not out here alone in this sometimes crazy living, loving, leveling up, dating, married, career, entrepreneur, traveling, motherhood, fatherhood life. If this is your first time here, I would love to have you subscribe, like the video, smash that like button. I'll wait. Turn on the notification. Check out the other videos on the channel. Our Travel Alchemy Masterclass is heavy. We're going to drop some new content into our Travel Alchemy course. If you haven't checked that out, travelalchemymasterclass.com. If you're into travel like I am. And I will see you guys again next week. If you have a suggestion for a topic, please slide in my DMs over on IG. It's Kels with 3 S's on the end over on IG. Or you can leave a comment in our chat today or in the comments underneath this video when it goes live. If you are wanting to suggest a topic, also it's kelscollective@gmail.com is our email address. If you want to send me a little letter, let me know what's going on with you. We could bring it to the collective and see if we could learn from the collective wisdom of the It's Kels community and give you a little advice. But with all that being said, I'm so glad you were here to join us as we talked about personal seasons of winter, personal seasons of fall, how to deal with it, how to understand the seasonal nature of being alive, of being a human, how to get through it spiritually, how to get through it practically, and how to know that spring and summer must come. So hold tight. With that being said, good night, guys. Bye. It's the consistency for me. This is week 50 of 52. Yes. Love you guys so much. Bye.